bringing you back down nice and slow with the late night cool down with DJ Delicious on 107.7 QUT FM. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and I'll be taking your calls all night long. We already have our first line coming in.
Hello, am I with DJ Delicious?
The man in the booth himself. What can I do for you, sexy?
DJ Delicious, I've been out of the game for a really long time, but I think I finally met a woman who I think could really turn my life around.
Oh, I know exactly what you're getting at. You're looking to lock that fine ass down in the bedroom. Well, you came to the right place, baby. I can take it from here.
I was thinking of more asking her to...
First, to ensure yourself an eventful evening, you'll need to make sure to start the night off right. Take that special someone out somewhere to brag about. Skip that wine, go right to the champagne. Tonight's a night to celebrate, baby.
Alright, well I guess I could just go all in.
After dinner, continue the night of luxury and offer her a personal ride home in your very own motorized vehicle.
Okay, are you just talking about my car, or...?
Time to bring her into your home, entering an abode illuminated by 24 assorted scented candles.
Okay, that sounds romantic and all, but I don't think we're ready.
Alongside 3 differently fragrant, high-quality oil diffusers. The contradicting scents will subconsciously remind her of the combative nature of making love.
I'm sorry, what?
Science can be sexy, Dr. Love, MD. Now, it's finally time to take things to that bedroom, so make sure you lock that door.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm...
Lock that door before she comes into the bedroom. She'll be locked out of the room only to be allowed in by guessing the correct sexy catchphrase. Perhaps something like, string cheese or Marmaduke.
Marmaduke?
Okay, now things are gonna start heating up from there, so be sure to have the fire department on call and standby. Also your local police department.
You want, the police to be involved?
Now, I must warn you, genital grasshopper, this woman you invited in your world may be a certified freak. That's why you should never throw down without a quality-graded muzzle and snare pole at your disposal.
What, like animal control? Like you want me to be...
Now, it's time to break out the 4 quarts of pure petroleum jelly.
Wait, you mean a gallon of petroleum jelly?
That's right. 8 quarts of pure petroleum jelly.
2 gallons of petroleum jelly? DJ? DJ Delicious? Are you still there?
Have a soccer whistle on standby, just in case.
In case of what, DJ?
Fill the air with 1 hour of silence, occasionally broken by the Taco Bell commercial noise.
Okay, you know what? Let's just stop, okay? I don't think this woman that I'm interested in is going to be... You know what? I don't think any woman would be interested by any of the suggestions that you've been giving me all night.
I'm hearing you loud and clear, love machine. You don't need a wet blanket to dampen your romantic evening. That's why I already arranged a prostitute to arrive at your location to cure your Valentine's Day blues. Free of charge after a $300 starting fee.
A prostitute? Why would you do something like that?
You don't have to thank me. I'm just happy to do what I do. You'll be seeing her and Biggie Jones real soon. You have yourself a delicious evening.
No, I don't want a prostitute to come at my door.
All right, now we'll be moving on to our next caller. You're now tuned into the late night cool down. Hello? Hello?
Hey folks, welcome to The Last Minute. I'm Dustin Wong, future sexiest man alive. I'm manifesting that in the future, society's standards will drop significantly. Now, besides breaking the record for most 2s on a calendar, here's what happened in February 2022. A new study published in Science Advances states that preventing the next pandemic will be vastly cheaper than reacting to it. But where's the profit in that, huh? Amazon received $4.7 billion in subsidies globally. So taking government handouts now, are we, Amazon? How about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps or getting a second job, huh? These lazy corporations, I swear to God. Apple's retail employees are reportedly using Apple phones and encrypted chats to keep their unionization plans secret. But apparently they were found out after human resources realized their mass notice was sent out green. A Harvard Business School professor predicts that in 10 years, remote work will simply just be work. So I guess for now it's pleasure? The Federal Reserve approved banning its officials from trading stocks, bonds, and cryptocurrencies, which is awesome. Now ban politicians. Please? Please? The University of Alabama decided to rename a building after its first black student and civil rights activist, author Lucy Foster. Originally, the plan was to have the building share the name between both Foster and Bibb Graves, a former Alabama mayor and Ku Klux Klan leader. The name was scrapped when those in charge finally realized that's the worst possible idea. Colorado may become the third state to ban police from lying to kids during interrogations, in another edition of How Was This Not Already Illegal? In a bizarre turn of phrase, Fox News host Tucker Carlson bashed Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez by calling her a rich, entitled white lady. In that same vein, I could bash Carlson by calling him a journalist. And lastly, 2 Los Angeles police officers were fired after they were caught playing Pokemon Go instead of responding to a robbery. In the officers' defense, they were going to catch the robber, but they were out of Pokeballs. And by Pokeballs, I mean bullets. We'll be right back after this.
February is a month full of important holidays that we all look forward to every single year. And President's Day. You may have to go to work on this apparently federal holiday we set aside to celebrate some of our greatest war criminals, but we hope you set aside a little time that day to honor each and every one of our executive heads of state, including James Buchanan, the fucking imbecile. In the midst of all the sales and discounts surrounding this prestigious day, we think it is important to consider just how much of an effect on history a single man can have when you consolidate all the political power a country has into his office, and just how foolproof a system of leadership like that works. Especially when it's being led by James Don't Count Your States Before They Secede Buchanan, an incompetent buffoon of a man with all the personality of a wet dish rag. Don't feel too strongly about politics one way or another? Don't worry. James Buchanan didn't. And he was the fucking president. As a matter of fact, he didn't even raise so much as a fuss when the southern states seceded from the Union, a decision that only resulted in the deadliest war on American soil next to the U.S. labor movement. But other than allowing half of his country to pack up and leave and then set up their government and provide them with economic and military aid, what else did James, glad to see or already know where the door is, Buchanan accomplish? Trick question. That's all he managed to accomplish, offering ineffectual solutions after said problems had already been set in for years, and bitching in public about how he was trying his best. Did he convince anyone? I'll let you do your research on that one. The answer is no, though. But even in his failures, James, this country isn't half of what it used to be. Buchanan's presidency has at least a little silver lining. Despite the fact that, after receiving threats and acts of military aggression from the Confederacy, he refused to prepare the military, leading to the South attacking the sparsely defended and undersupplied Fort Sumter in the first official battle of the Civil War. Now, all that sounds pretty irredeemable, because it is. I lied. There is no silver lining. James Buchanan was a lame duck every day of his miserable life, and anything good that happened during his presidency was in spite of his idiocy, like the Union victory at Fort Sumter. So, at least even our worst presidents are still better than 100% of Confederate presidents. And for clearing the lowest possible bar in political history, we should celebrate James Buchanan this February for simply not being Jefferson "Why is my entire country on fire" Davis. Happy President's Day.
So, it's always a little suspicious when the chat turns green, and it's possible that Tucker Carlson doesn't see race? But in other news, February 2nd was Groundhog Day, where if our furry little friend sees a shadow, we get 2 more years of COVID. Walmart is doubling down on delivering groceries straight into your fridge, and that's how the vampires get you. The U.S. Copyright Office rejected a request to allow an artificial intelligence to copyright a work of art it created. They did, however, put it up on the fridge and said it did a very, very good job. According to a survey published by Deloitte, 22% of Italians have stopped using social media. And to be fair, it is hard to talk with your hands when you have a phone in one of them. Well, it looks like MoviePass is back. Remember MoviePass? With a new app that will use eye tracking to force you to watch ads. But it won't be fast enough to stop its users from canceling their subscriptions. Mark Zuckerberg informed his employees that they will now be referred to as MetaMates, which I hope was immediately reported to HR. Speaking of HR, Meta is putting a stop to virtual groping in its metaverse by creating 4-foot safety bubbles around the avatars, which is the fastest I have seen perverts ruin something. Mark, you need to let these guys outside before they make things worse. A study done by marketing group URL Genius found that TikTok shares your data more than any other social media app, and it's unclear where it goes. I'll tell you where it goes. Up your butt. Peloton fired... I can't believe I just said that. Peloton fired 2,800 of its employees, but as compensation, gave them all free Peloton memberships. And I can't think of a worse way to tell people they need to get in shape. On the brighter side, Dolly Parton's amusement park, Dollywood. Dolly Parton has an amusement park? How long has that been a thing? Anyway, Dollywood has announced that the company will cover 100% of tuition, fees, and books for any Dollywood employee who chooses to pursue a further education. Well then, your move, Michael Mouse. Whoopi Goldberg was suspended for 2 weeks from The View after saying the Holocaust wasn't about race. That's offensive, but frankly, I'm more offended that The View is still on the air. Kanye West reportedly started spreading rumors that comedian Pete Davidson has AIDS, which seems pretty insensitive to joke about. You know, coming from a gay fish. And finally, a man made news after he broke into a house, took a bath, ate some shrimp, and then left $200 to repair the window he broke. And let me tell you, looking back, I probably should have left $300. It was really good shrimp. We'll be right back after this. This episode is brought to you by road salt. Not for cooking. Trust me. Also brought to you by seasonal depression. Yeah. And bathrobes, walking that fine line between completely clothed and completely nude. Alright folks, I'm out of here. But remember, the day after Valentine's Day, all the leftover chocolate is half off. Which is really cool, because why should single people have to pay full price? Anyway, have a great day and a better tomorrow. The Last Minute with Dustin Wong, a 20-something studios production. Hosted by me, Dustin Wong. Featuring Liam Foley, Ricky Hamilton, and Ryan Phelps. Written by Dustin Wong, Liam Foley, and Ricky Hamilton. Cover art by Joey Bashand. A special thanks to Axum Creative. Contact the show at thelastminute.dw@gmail.com.